Hi everyone, welcome to DD classes. In last video we have discussed about the definition of indifference curve, indifference schedule and their properties. In this video we are going to learn about properties of indifference curve with explanation and diagram. First properties of indifference curve is an indifference curve slopes downward. Means that an indifference curve has a negative slope. It is because if the consumer wants to have more units of one good, will take a X, he will have to reduce the number of the units of the another good, here Y, in order to maintain the same level of satisfaction. So increase in consumption of good 1 by X1 is followed as per the diagram by decrease in consumption of good 2 by Y1. Next property is an indifference curve is convex to the point of the origin. It is because of diminishing marginal rate of substitution or slope of indifference curve. So in order to gain an additional unit of good 1, the consumer is prepared to give up less and less units of the good 2. So this causes diminishing MRS, and according to the convex, the indifference curve. So moving from point A to point B, the consumer sacrifices 4 units, and moving from point B to point C, he is willing to sacrifice 3 units. So in other words, the MRS diminishes because of the monotonic preference. Third property is higher level of satisfaction. When there is a set of indifference curves are called a indifference map. Higher indifference curve represents the higher level of satisfaction or right side indifference curve. It gives a more satisfaction as compared to the IC lying towards the left. So it indicates the indifference bundles, whereas point on higher ICS, that is IC1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it indicates the preferred bundle as rational consumer. So it always wants to obtain the more satisfaction. That is the third property of indifference curve. Fourth one is indifference curves do not cut each other. That is, it cannot intersect each other. Why? Because means if they cut each other, the result will be a paradox. That is contradiction. Here the meaning of contradiction is the opposite to. Indifference curves, there are 2 points. One is A and B. That is A equal to B. So also the points on same IC give a equal satisfaction to the consumer. So there are the 2 points A and C also in indifference curve 2. That is A equal to C, and if A equal to B and A equal to C, B should also be equal to the C. So B lies on the higher indifference curve than point C. This is a fourth property of indifference curve. The last one is indifference curve never touches x-axis or y-axis. It analyzes based on the ordinal utility, which assumes consumption of two goods. That is, it touches x-axis or y-axis, it will be against the assumption. In this diagram, the indifference curve 1 touches the y-axis at point B, which implies that the consumer consumes OB amount of good 2 and 0 amount of good 1. So the point A implies that the consumer consumes the OA amount of good 1 and 0 amount of good 2. So the consumption on point A and point B is against the assumption of ordinal utility analysis. So what are the 5 properties of indifference curve is? First one, indifference curve slope downward. Next one is convex to the origin. Third one, higher level of satisfaction. Fourth one, never intersect each other. And fifth one is indifference curve never touches x-axis or y-axis. I hope you are all understand the properties of indifference curve. Now it is your turn. An indifference curve is a dash to point of origin, and slope of indifference curve is dash. If you know the answer, type in a comment box. Thank you.